Welcome to 12th Man Show. I'm Liberal 12th Man, and we are going to be firing up the jet engines here today and doing a little bit of a look at the schedule, look at what we have left in the remaining fixtures because of what we've had to go through with the Arsenal win and what we had to go through our own draw against City. There's a lot of big news going on for Liverpool right now, despite that too, but we're going to delve into some of the things that we can delve into today. I brought along with me Brian and JK for the flight. JK, how are you doing?
All good, bro. All good. Hope you guys do.
Very, very good. Very good. And Brian, how are you?
Really good, man. Glad to be here.
Good. And I'm glad that you guys are here too in the chat. And you don't have to. You can take your seatbelts off. We're gonna get up to the cruising levels and just kind of get into a little bit of what I said, because big question is the title race over? That's what a lot of people have somewhat come across as saying and thinking and fearing that, that the title race is out of our hands and that we are kind of not in a good place any longer because of the draw against City. I think elsewise, I think that we are somewhat still in control of our own destiny. It's just a matter of if we can perform at the levels that we expect this team to perform at, and obviously get healthy. That's the biggest thing, is to try to get healthy. So I'm going to bring this up really, really quick too, because I want to basically bring up the fixtures and everything for you guys, and we're just going to kind of go through these fixtures and kind of say who we think is going to win, or kind of get a sense of who and what we feel as though could be the end result. You know what I mean? Do you guys have do you think the title race is over, Brian? Do you think the title race is pretty much out of our hands somewhat?
Absolutely not. No. Absolutely no. Not when we look at, we'll look at it, but when you've got that City game against Arsenal where they can immediately drop points and we can get two back by beating Brighton at home.
Mm-hmm.
In one game, it doesn't take long with 30 points left on the table as we go through it. That's part until I don't want to say that, but until it's mathematically over, it ain't over. No, absolutely.
Well, that's good to hear.
No chance at all, man. Until we're 4 points behind with one game left to play, it's still on.
JK, you have the same feelings, same sentiments? Oh, I think JK is going to be right back. Well, while JK goes to the lavatory. Big up, Glasgow Reds. John, I hope that you're well, man. Hope that you're definitely well. Good to see you. Long time. So the situation was, so they do this, the reason why they're saying, is it over or something, or at least, that might be a little bit of an extreme look at it. But Opta, the Opta title is like a predictor. It's a computer generated prediction. They did their own little analysis, and before match week 28, which is what we just got through, Liverpool was 35.6% chances of winning the league. City were still the odds-on favorite, despite being in third place. City is still the odds-on favorite was the odds-on favorite to be the champion, to be the title winner. And they were at 51.4%. Arsenal was at 13%. After this game, we've seen a pretty big change when it comes to Arsenal. I say big as in about 6 points, 6 percentage points. We see a big change from Arsenal, and we see a big change from City occur, because it's about 6, let's call it around 6% around there of a change for them, because they end up going to 45.9% after that game. Arsenal's at 18.8, up from 13 to 18.8. And then Liverpool, slight difference of change, 0.3. So they know from 35.6 to 35.3. So we're still in second place in the sense of percentage wise to win this title. But that's, again, this computer analyzation. They take on all these different little analyzation points, and that's how they break it all down to how and what they foresee being the end result.
And fit squads too. They don't predict injuries. They don't
Right.
predict send off. They don't predict erroneous penalties given and not given.
Yeah.
They don't. Yeah, like it's a classic supercomputer. They
Right.
used to do this, and they used to do in the papers years ago. They started pretending that there was a supercomputer that could tell you who would win the league, and they used to always do it in that newspaper that shall not be named. They were famous for having, at certain points during the season, they would go, "Oh, the boffins in the lab at the supercomputer have run the numbers, and it's saying this, saying that," and it's look, it's basically just that. But with the bookies, I'm not sure. I reckon they're still favourites, but it would take a lot for the bookies to go against City. They'll be hedging and all that, but I don't think you're not going to make money on them winning the league. They're not that way yet. But like I said, one good result for us in that Arsenal City game, and we win our game, that supercomputer odds is going to change overnight. We're going to have a 2-point lead. That's going to be huge. We can get a 2-point lead in the space of one game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have to look like we drop points at the weekend, yes. So a good result in that match for us, and in our home match, we almost kind of sort of get those 2 points, get them back a little bit. It's not fatal, but look, if we lose and Arsenal beat City, well, that changes the landscape again.
Yeah, it does. It really does. It really does. And that's why let me bring up the remaining pictures for us. Is that big enough for you guys? Hopefully it's you can see it clearly.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, that's good. Cool. Yeah, so I have Arsenal, I have Liverpool, I have City. Obviously Arsenal currently is in first place, so I have to put them in the one spot. But but we've all played 28 games. It has the goal differential of 40. They have a goal differential of 46. So they have a +7 goal differential on us. I mean, I would like to make up that difference regardless of Arsenal or even City being only one goal behind us. I think that if we can make up that if we can start, putting up some high tally goal scorer games, I think it'll be not only good for our own confidence as well, but it'll also help us with that goal differential if in case it ends up going down to the line.
Could we maybe as an aside before or during, maybe if we could look while we're looking at our fixture list there, we could pick which games we think.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
A few goals in. If we're going to take that, what are you going to do?
That's cool.
46, 39, 7 goals. Where do we see?
Where do we make what games could we use? What games could we have? What games could there be on this list that we could see us making up some type of difference, some type of ground on them? Yeah. I'd like to say big up to Michael, big up to Philip, by the way. Keep it real. Said what's up with John. Good guys in the chat, definitely, and most likely good ladies as well. I'm not sure if Marion or Jean or any of the other ladies of the Mighty Reds is with us tonight. But what I was going to say is, let's take a look at this and as well, because some of these games too, I could tell you as well if they're in the top 6 or if they're in the bottom 6 or if there's like a mid-table team as well that has some probably difference on the teams that we could most likely do it with.
If you had their XGC on them,
Oh yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can get that for us.
Because I think there's a couple of ones I can see there, but also Arsenal have a couple of ones that I can see them having,
I
chances in.
I don't have the let me see if I can pull up the XGC. But
No,
I
I was only, sorry, no, I was only just saying, kind of half. If you'd done your research, you'd have the XGC. But next time we can do better. Don't worry, I don't expect you to pull that up now. But I
it's
can
all
kind
good.
of.
I probably could. It's just a matter of like, let me see
I
this.
saw it last week. I saw it about 2 days ago, the XGC table, because it's always on Fantasy Football Scout. They're doing the expected assist, so they always bring it up,
Okay.
and I know who the bottom 5 or 6 are. Already, just by memory, I know who's in the bottom 5 or 6, and
Okay.
especially, and I know the worst defenses in the league as well, and the best defenses, just in general. Like, but yeah,
Okay.
there's not many of them in there for us, but there's one or two.
Okay. So yeah, I can pull that up for you here. Hold on one second.
Is JK back in the building?
I believe so. Not yet. So but I can go by. I can at least go like this. I can at least tell you, look, just before I even bring up the XGC that Brian's asking for, I can at least tell you that, look, Sheffield. I can tell you the bottom teams, the bottom half teams that we should be able to handedly, if not, or the teams that our rivals have been getting pretty big results from. You know what I mean? Like as in the Sheffield Uniteds. Everton's not going to be a team that we're probably going to get a big result from. But we only have 2 bottom of the table teams. We only have 2 bottom 6 teams that we have left on our schedule. And then if you go as far as, let me see here. If you go as far as with City, they have two teams that are bottom table teams. They have Luton on the schedule. They have Forest on their schedule. One home, one away. They have also Arsenal have 3, or they just had 3 because they have Brentford, but they have 2 left. They have Luton and they have Everton. So other than both of them have Luton, they both have Luton at home. But we have Sheffield at home. We should Sheffield United, I guess, would be one of the games, right?
Yeah, it would be.
And
For
and
goals,
to the chat too. Tell me, you guys, like this is a open participation style evaluation of it. It's not just. It's not.
the teams I would look there at would be potentially Brighton. Brighton on an off day, they have kind of tightened up a little bit, but Brighton on an off day can kind of have really wide open games and concede a lot, whilst also maybe scoring 2 or 3.
Mhm.
Sheffield United at home is 100% the game that you'd be thinking 3-4 goals. Fulham away, again, another team, if they decide to play football, if they're relatively safe, probably won't be with that many games left to play, but they should be okay. Crystal Palace at home. So in that run there of Sheffield United, Crystal Palace, and Fulham, there's teams there that you could potentially see us scoring a few goals against. Even Man United away. Tottenham at home. Tottenham are another team that love to play open attacking.
Open, yeah.
West Ham conceded 6 against Arsenal. So there could be, yeah. And then when you look at the Arsenal boys, yeah, they've got Luton, they've got Brighton, like we do. They've also got a Tottenham game and a Man United game.
Here's what you were asking for earlier. You're asking for the actual XG,
Yeah.
and expected points, the XGA, XG. That this chart.
XGC, which is the expected goals conceded. So whatever be whatever will be top or bottom of that. But if you and then you could I'm not sure where you'd find out what's that in FPRF is it? I'm not sure what tab that is, but it should be in the XGA. Maybe it might be there, but I'm not sure if you can adjust it at that table. But those guys there would be similar. Like you would be looking at like Bournemouth are actually kind of Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth aren't in brilliant positions, but they're actually decent enough defense. But yeah, it's obvious. Like Luton, Burnley, and Sheffield United, they're bottom three, and they're also probably going to be in the bottom five, the XGC. Yeah, those are the boys, and then a team like Fulham, Brighton, like those teams that like to play football.
It's
all gone a bit German in here.
Yeah, exactly. Sprechen die Deutsch. But yes, I'd say like Sheffield United, yeah, as you said earlier, definitely a team that we should look at. I'd like to see us. I know if we could get some type of big result, again, I understand that Manchester United has, the last time they played us, they played a very defensive measure, played us, very openly defensive. I don't think that they're going to come across a lucky night where where we get however many shots. We got like something like 30, 40 shots or whatever it was, in that game. We just couldn't score. If they roll the dice and think that that's going to happen again, we could hopefully get a result like we used to get, at least, or have gotten at Geriatric Trafford. I'd say like on the lines of a 4-0 or a 5-0 type result would be great. Crystal Palace could be another result that we could get some points off of. As you said, Spurs, I think we can get some points off of, or at least they'd like to play open, so we could end up, hopefully, as long as we don't concede, we could probably hopefully get some result, get a higher result from that. The West Ham, the Wolves game, I don't necessarily see us getting a huge result from. Wolves, maybe like a 2-3-0, maybe something like that could be in the cards. Even the Brighton matchup. I mean, like, the Brighton matchup's going to be interesting, I think, coming up. Like, how do you guys feel about Brighton as of late?
Just quickly going back to it, I'm not sure if JK knows what we're doing. I was just saying, if we pick, because we're 7 behind on goal difference, I was just looking at games where potentially we might pick up a few extra goals to help us do it. But I'm just looking at that Arsenal one, and I'm thinking 7 goals between now and then. I can't see us actually catching that. I think they're too far ahead now, because they will continue to do what they've been doing. They're not going to
say your point one more time. I didn't hear the very beginning of it. I'm sorry.
I just kind of glancing through it. I don't think we're going to make up those 7 goals. Just the way they've been playing.
Oh, I got you.
The way they're playing, and the teams, some of the teams they have as well. I think it's kind of even-ish. But it's going to take a lot to eat up 7 goals in that. But you never know. If they have a 0-0 against someone and we go nuts and beat someone 4-0, let's just say they draw 0-0 at home. Let's just say we're even. We're still 7 behind them. We get to the Villa Palace, right? They draw 0-0 with Villa and we beat Palace 4-0. Well, that's only 3 goals then. But it's going to take something like that, if you know what I mean. It's going to take a one game where we take a chunk out of it, because they're trying to do it on a game by game. I think they'll end up still 3-4 ahead of us, or whatever it might be. I don't know what JK thinks on the goal difference thing.
What do you think?
Yeah, go on, bro.
No, I was going to ask you the same thing as what he said. As in, do you think that this goal differential thing is somewhat of or I understand we just have to win, I get it, but I mean, like, hypothetically, let's say that Arsenal and us both win all of our games, we have to make up that goal differential, to actually get over the line. I do not want to lose the league to Arsenal by goal differential, man. that is for sure. I don't want to lose to Arsenal, period. But I mean, that would be just like, that's just like someone kicking your dog. That would be like just, beating you up and then kicking your dog to make it even worse. That'd be horrible.
Yeah, but all in all, I see it like this, bro. That this weekend, if Doku scored in the last few minutes, that would have meant that our 2 big rivals gained 3 points on us. So in a weird way, we could have lost Sunday, we could have won Sunday. It's either here or there. So we got a point each with Man City. Arsenal gained 2 points on both of us. But I see that we've got 2 home games, Brighton and Sheffield United. Within them 2 games, I can see a lot of goals happening.
Yeah, but just that would be the thing. Just quick, like, which of the games do you see us scoring enough to maybe, like, just for a moment, forget about winning where we might, but do you see games in there where we might eat into that 7? Like, say Sheffield United, obviously.
Yeah.
Well, I see that the City Arsenal game, if City do them 4-0, okay, that's gonna bring City up to us, and that will bring Arsenal down to us. So that's just the one game. I'm talking about the 2 games. We've got Brighton and that weekend, and then we've got Sheffield United midweek. So in a weird sort of way, I'm still not worried about Arsenal. Yeah, I'm impressed with their run they got, but I think that Man City game, it could go pear-shaped for them if Man City decide to put the foot down at home, like they normally do. They can easily score 3-4 goals against them. So it's weird we want Man City to do Arsenal, but it's the way it is, you know.
Yeah, you know what's also all right. So I wanted to say this yesterday but I didn't. I wanted to wait to see what the extent of the injury was. But being that Man City are now going to have to rely on their own version of Kelleher, in the sense of they're going to have to rely on their backup goalie for what we are now getting reported as being. Ederson has been reported to be out for the next 4 weeks. Does that impact your the way that you look at this City Arsenal match coming up for them? Do you think that heavily impacts them, or do you think that their backup keeper is sufficient enough that they should just keep on running on the same level that they're expected to be at? Brian, what's your thoughts on that?
I don't know much about that guy, Ariel Ortega or whatever his name is, Stefan Ortega. Sure. Well, I reckon just at a kind of a wild guess, I'd imagine the drop off is probably worse than Kelleher or not like the worst, but you know what I mean. It's like that guy never really plays for them that much. You know, he's not. He's been dropped into this, so it would be more like, I suppose, what's his mentality like? Yeah, I don't really know a whole lot about him, but hopefully, that will remove a bit of that security that they have, that relationship that they have. Like, I've been saying this from the start of the season, man. I don't think this is City's year.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't think it's for them this year. I'm not saying they won't win it, but if they do, it won't be they're not crushing this league by 10 points. This is kind of like where this is now in terms of how close it is probably where it's going to end up.
Right.
You know, there's no one pulling away from this and going, no, again, look, football, you know, never say never. But I don't see anybody we turn around in 10 games and go, geez, they're 10 points ahead. It was never a title race. You know, when you look at the fixtures and you look at the form, you look at the injuries, you look at the problems that you have, and they undoubtedly do have problems. And I believe they will focus on the Champions League. And I don't mean that they won't play to win in the Premier League. I just think that if they have a decision to make on a player, they may prioritize the Champions League. So I just don't, you know.
Well, I mean, like, yeah. Oh, you're talking about City at least. Hopefully, City, Arsenal. Yeah. Hopefully, Arsenal in about 30 minutes will be shown the door on the Champions League. But that'd be great. But yeah, dude, I don't know too much about Ortega too, just because you said, just as Richard just said as well. Richard just said Ortega is a bench warmer like Scott Carlson. Like, it's going to be a matter where he's going to. I saw a stat, and it was simply the you know, this is all statistics of, like, you know, expected expected save percentage or expected goal prevention, something. I think that's the name of the stat or something along those lines. And he actually has a better save percentage, or better, like, as in, now I don't understand why that's the case, in the sense of maybe it's competition that they're playing, maybe it's because he's playing in cup games, and the squad that they're putting in isn't as sufficient as their normal, and they've heavily rotated or something along those lines. But he has a considerable advantage when it comes to his save percentage, and it doesn't seem like a bad goalkeeper. We didn't necessarily test him that much towards the end of he didn't have to really make any super great saves. I remember in our matchup against him.
No, they don't have bad goalkeepers. The guy's obviously a quality keeper. Like,
right.
The save percentage thing will obviously come down to the amount of minutes played, because if he only plays a small number of games against lower opposition, where Ederson plays way more games, then just by the amount of games he plays, he'll have lower. But it's the expected goals prevented is the stat you're talking about. So it's basically this year, or say for instance, earlier on this season, someone like Sanchez at Chelsea was -2 on that metric, and Onana, who was getting a lot of stick, was +3. So in terms of, according to XG and all that, which I know JK hates, but Onana should have conceded 3 more goals than he had, and Sanchez should have conceded 2 fewer goals than he had. So, that's just it's getting into the woods. It's getting into it's getting in deep into it. But the guy isn't. Look, what has he done? We know what Keller has done. Ortega doesn't get on that City bench for a laugh. Did he come from America or something? Right? Something
Germany.
Like Germany.
He's a German, isn't he? Yeah.
Right. Okay. So, yeah. Look. Hopefully, it can't be an improvement for them. Hopefully, it is a problem for them, and hopefully, touch wood, Ortega gets injured, and they do have to play Scott Carson. That's what I'm hoping.
That'd be great. Yeah. I mean, like, I do want him to do well. I do want him to do well tomorrow for some. I mean, like, to be honest, I do want him to do well tomorrow. I mean, obviously, the best result, as I think it was Michael, I think, that put it in there about, it being the best result for us is Arsenal and City tie. Obviously, if they draw, that'd be great. But if one team had to win, which team would you prefer winning? Which team would you? I know you don't prefer either team winning, but I'm saying if you had to pick one or the other, to bring to the altar, like, which one are you bringing? Are you bringing? And this is for the chat too, by the way. Would you rather see Arsenal win when Arsenal City face? Would you rather see the Gunners win, or would you rather see the Citizens win?
Well, if City win and we win, we're still top of the league. So
we'll be a point ahead. Right.
Yeah. So if Arsenal win, we're
but
back.
If we win, hypothetically, if we win, that's all saying if we win as well. That's under the mindset that we'll win as well. Hopefully, knock on wood here, we'll win against Brighton. If we win, we would be tied with Arsenal still, or we'd be 1 point ahead of City if either one of those teams win. So which one? But it also means that we would be that much more clear of City if we win, or we'd be that much more clearer of Arsenal if we win. And we are a point ahead on goal differential, which is it's different than 7, making up to 7 points, as opposed to trying to add on to our 1 point goal differential.
The maths is there for all to see. What way do you want it? Like, for me, I just want top of the league. I get some people want us to. Someone was saying that to me on stream the other day. Oh, we need to put City away. If they, we need to put them out of the race. Like, if they lose to Arsenal, they're not out of the title. You know, so they're saying like, "Oh, I want City to win, or I want Arsenal to win." So then, like you were saying, we then go again, assuming that like we're then what is it? We'd then be 4 points ahead of City. That's not them out of the title race. No, like
That's a pretty big. That's a pretty big. That is a pretty big blow. That's why. That's why I'm asking, because if we win,
but, like,
we go 4 points ahead of. We go 4 points ahead of City. That's a pretty nice little like body blow to City to kind of push them back. I'm not saying that knocks them down for knocks them out, but that definitely knocks them down for an standing 8 count. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but my point is that's great and all, but it gives Arsenal 3 points. At the end of the league, the person with the most points will win it. So the ideal scenario is they only get 1 point each rather than one of them getting 3 points. Because the win, lose, or draw, City will not be out of the title race until the last couple of games, like I said, until it's mathematically over. So I don't think it will be a blow to them and all of that. But I just rather, for me, that puts us 2 points clear at the top of the league. We beat Brighton, they draw, we're 2 points clear at the top of the league.
Right.
You know, I thought that's the ideal result. But if one of them had to win, then I don't know.
Yeah, that's just my question of like if you had to choose one winning, and I get it, we all want to see the draw. That's obvious. If we get the draw, that'd be great. We then push away from both of those teams if we can get the Brighton win. But I'm saying like if we have to contend, if we would have to contend with one of them winning, which one would we prefer to see win?
We get it. We know the question.
Yeah. No, I know.
Yeah, City, because that leaves City on 66, us on 67, and Arsenal on 64. Right, it means we're top of the league, but only by a point. So first off, the draw. But if Arsenal were to win and we were to win, we're still tied at top. We're still second then. So I'm picking the result that puts us top and not second. You go top, you can stay top. You know, if you top by a point, then you can stay there by doing it yourself. And again, the body blow thing to City, I don't know what JK thinks. I don't know if they'd be out even if they lost 4-0. I don't think they're out of the title race.
Yeah, no. Trust. I think that I do think that all three of these teams will see some type of hiccup. Not obviously City and Arsenal have to play each other, so some type of result is going to happen there. But there will be points dropped one way or another for all three of these teams, I think. Unfortunately, I don't necessarily. What do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games left, right? Do I think we're going to go a 10 game winning streak? I don't necessarily think that we are. Would I like to see it? Of course. But I mean, like, it's a very, very, there's going to be something, especially with a lot of different, with the FA Cup mixed in there and with our Europa matches fixtures in there. Obviously, we're going to have to utilize rotation. Then you factor in the injuries, you know, and bringing people back, bringing people in to kind of get their form. It's going to be some tough sledding, to say the least. But I think that we can get some type of, you know, obviously I'm optimistic to say we can get a result. Oh, I know, definitely Richard's still going on the VAR PGM. It's amazing. I was real quick is that I'll share with the chat something that we've been talking about in the back office, and that is that we've been saying how I was saying how a lot of the broadcasts, whether it was the Sky report or the Sky broadcast or I did the kickoff or excuse me, and other different, like, you know, broadcasts on YouTube. It's amazing how many people twerked and tweeted. Again, like who was that guy that I told you about, Brian? He's Irish. He's a goalkeeper.
Shay Given.
Yeah. Did you see his comments, by the way?
Yeah, ex-Man City. So
well, there
you know, He used to play. I know he played for Newcastle, but he played for City for a long time.
I
So
forgot that he played for City. You're right. You're
yeah,
right.
Yeah, they don't hide their
That now makes
biases.
a lot more sense. That now makes a lot more sense how he was like really, really going. I don't see. I don't. He's just in the. He's sitting there, and I'm trying to think who else was in the in or on the couches with them. But
Danny Murphy.
yeah, yep. He was asking him. He was like, he's sitting there. He's like, I don't think that's water in your cup over there with the tape that he's getting, you know.
Yeah.
Because it was
But
like, it's real, man. I mean, realistic. I mean, the sheer fact, you know, that any of these people had to like be educated, or not even educated, just have things pointed out to them about how like where like even Kelly Cates, I think when Kelly Cates is sitting on the couch with ex-football players and she's having to rationalize how does someone have cleats embedded in their chest and that not be a foul? And then you watch these ex-football players be like, well, you know, it depends on. I'm just like, really, dude? Is that where we're at?
Come on.
Is that where we're at? So sad. So sad.
But the whole TV networks is so politically sort of based, the bias. It's just very like even you got people like McManaman never really backs Liverpool or talks positive while he's commentating. Michael Owen, another one. So I don't know what happens to these guys after they leave the club. You know that they end up doing that. You know, Danny Murphy very rarely sort of backs us, bigs us up. But yesterday when he said that to Given, what you got in your cup, what you're drinking, it was like first time I actually saw. Oh, okay, fair play, Danny Murphy. He must have seen your show where we put him as what was he? Cult hero. Remember when we did that show? I think he must have seen that. Exactly. I thought, okay, I better start picking up for Liverpool, you know. But yeah, just the whole media bias has been going on for years.
It is. It can be sometimes. Yeah, Keep It Real says if Maka studded Doku in the Riz, pretty sure they would have gotten the call. Oh, well, they would have definitely gotten the call. You know what's really, really funny about it is didn't McAllister have some type of, wasn't there a call? I don't know if he studied someone in the chest. I don't know if it was a high boot, but what was the call that he got that we tried to get overturned too? Do you guys remember? Either of you guys remember that one? It was earlier this year. He got a. What happened?
What was sent off for? Is it?
He was sent off for it. Yeah.
And they rescinded it. The one that was rescinded. Yeah, he caught him in the knee. That was Newcastle. Was it Newcastle, JK?
I think it was Newcastle, wasn't it? Away, yeah.
Yeah,
not 100% sure.
Yeah, because we got a couple, didn't we? But yeah, that was overturned within like 5 minutes. That was overturned.
Well, we had an appeal for it though. We had an appeal for it.
Yeah, but it was instantly like.
Yeah. Which was surprising. Which was very surprising that it was, not surprising that it was, but in the sense of that it shouldn't have been, but more so, you know, not many calls are overturned that in a lot of cases. Because a lot of times they just end up like, and you take the risk that if it isn't overturned, that it could be actually, there could be games added on as well.
Yeah, if it's pure, you know, if it's an obvious red card and you appeal it, like if some guy punches some guy in the face and you appeal it, it's like, why are you wasting our time? Here's another extra 2 games for you.
Yeah. But what is funny about it is that to me it was like seeing that it was, you know, McAllister that did go down. And again, we're not going to spend too much time on it because I don't want to like rehash these open wounds, basically, literally too. You know, I mean, this isn't the first time that McAllister's been like, you know, basically had to take cleats and aggressively take a foul that's sometimes not even called a foul. Because for instance, I don't even think that he got hit. He got the open gash wound, remember, from he got cleated. I think it was to his. I want to say it was to his thigh or not to or to his leg, right?
Yeah, it was down by the knee. It went right to the bone.
Yeah, and I mean that was. I don't even know if that was called a foul. Was it? I don't even remember if that was called a foul. To be honest with you, it definitely was.
McAllister. Mhm.
Sorry, was that Saicedo? Did that Saicedo tackle? Or was that another guy?
Who knows of that guy?
Yeah,
He's got it in for us for some reason. He likes to try to injure people on our team. I don't know.
McAllister got sent. McAllister got sent off against Bournemouth at home.
Bournemouth. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at Newcastle, did we get 2 red cards that game? I can't even remember. I know we got 2 late goals, but Van Dijk got sent off.
No, we got
one.
We got one. We got 2 against Spurs. We got 2 against Spurs, and that was like that was like that was an ugly game too, because I mean that's why yeah, it's a shame because Diego did not even touch him actually, but I mean it was just close enough of it was a good enough play acting that he ended up getting sent off, but it's kind of ugly the fact that that we're in this position because of the PGMOL, and because of ourselves too. We have to take accountability as in like, hey, the best thing we can do is just score and just get the games over with and not have to worry or even put it into. It's kind of like the boxer mentality. Just knock them out. Don't let it go to the cards. You know what I mean? Because chances are, if you do, like you put your fate in someone else's hands. So like if you just do your job, and we knock these opponents out, then we kind of like it speaks for itself. Well, let me get back to this real quick. Let's go through real quick. Let's just go through Arsenal, City, and then our lineup, and then we'll go win, loss. We'll kind of like do a analysis, a poll style analysis, of like how many points we think we can see out of this result. All right, if you guys are down with that, hopefully, because I know that JK's got other commitments. We got to drop him off, so we got to do a quick landing for him to go to another destination. So we'll be going to Frank Carlisle's show, and then we have to actually. I want to definitely get a good read on what you guys feel going forward. And I get it. Injuries are going to have an impact. I get it. Rotation, whether they're in competitions, this, that, but just going on what your gut is feeling. Let's just go by that. Okay. This is not some, crazy, let's get out get out all these numbers and have our own supercomputer breakdown. We're going to use the super mighty Reds breakdown. How about that? Is everyone cool with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So for Arsenal, obviously City, I know everyone wants to see, but what does everyone ideally see being the result in that? Because look, let's just be honest, Arsenal doesn't win at the Etihad. Not many teams do, Mm-hmm. And before we even get to this point real quick, let me also say that the comment that Pep said about that Etihad, Liverpool has never won at the Etihad as well is incorrect. In the Premier League, yes. Okay. And under the Pep regime, at least. Under the Premier League, with Pep at the helm, we have not won at the Etihad. However, we did knock them out of the Champions League by a win at the Etihad. So I just want to make sure that we all know and set the record straight, because like, I heard him say that and I was like, wait a minute, I know I watched that game,
Well, in all due respect, I'm sure he probably did mean in the league, but also I wouldn't blame him because some of these guys, like, have you ever seen in our press conferences the amount of times Klopp will go to say something about a game that only happened about a week ago, and he'll turn to press officer and be like, when we played Newcastle last week, right? He go, or was it? Did we play Newcastle last week? Or was Spurs? We played Spurs. Oh yeah, Spurs last week.
Right.
You know, right. Like a game only happened 10 minutes ago, and Klopp is like, oh yeah, who scored?
It's already out of his mind.
Oh yeah, Darwin scored. Yeah, Darwin scored. Now I remember this. These guys play thousands of games. But
Yeah,
Pep is
yeah,
probably going, look, in the league, but that doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter. We don't like
Mhm.
Pep. We're not. You're not our problem anymore. And we're not your problem anymore.
yeah,
We
yeah,
played
yeah.
you. Our names are out of the way, so we don't have to go there. We can have the worst record in the world there. It doesn't matter now. We've got our results against them that it was, and they have to go.
I
Well, they
like
have to
people.
go to a couple of decent places. But yeah, look, we'll get to 'em. We'll get to their what we think. But anyway, yeah, my call on the first one for
Yeah.
Arsenal is draw. That's a draw for me. Man City away, draw.
All right. So we're gonna go consensus. We think that is this going to be a draw? We think that Arsenal can get a draw. Okay. Is that the
That's JK.
consensus? JK?
I
In chat,
feel
please do put in your contributions.
I
We're
feel
gonna do it. We'll
that
do this the same way we do like we do the ratings basically.
I just feel that if Arsenal win there, they're going to be boosted. We've won away at the Etihad, and that might give them the confidence to win that title. So for me, I just don't want to see Arsenal win and take 3 points. A draw,
Mhm.
perfect situation. If Man City win, and the
But
thing is, we're playing.
what are you calling here?
Sam,
This is the thing. This is the thing here. We got to call a result, man. So got to put your nail, balls on the line. What are you calling?
Yeah.
yeah,
What are you calling?
Man City will win 3-1
Yeah.
straight up.
I have
Yeah,
to think that Man City will win. I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
think as much as I want a draw, I think Man City will win.
Yeah, it's cool. We don't need to hyper explain,
Yeah.
why.
Yeah.
We can just keep it kind of
Yeah.
like I haven't got one from the top because it's 2-1 to you guys. Well, 2-1 to the City win at the moment. I don't
Right.
see anyone in the chat coming
I
in
don't
with
see him in the chat saying
a
different, so I'm gonna have it as being a
win for City,
City
but
win. Yeah.
And
All
tell
right,
the
let's just
truth,
we can rock
yeah.
through them. I know because I understand Brian because we have a lot of games to get through. So I'll just that one was the one of the few that we will hyper get into
Sorry.
because since it is such a big game and it impacts us. But we'll just rock through these real quick.
There's a final one. There's another one in the chat for City, so that's a
City,
landslide
yeah.
for City win. Landslide City win.
Um,
Next, us. Are we going
so
across?
Luton.
We're going down. We're going down through Arsenal.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll just go down. And then we'll just go down real quick. Yeah.
Oh, that's an easy home win. Arsenal.
That's an easy home win for
Yeah.
I think I can see
Yeah.
them winning against Luton. Brighton away. I would go.
Possible draw. Possible
draw. Yeah. What do you think, Brian? What do you guys think too? Arsenal at Brighton. I'm gonna go.
Brighton look better. Brighton look better under Potter, in my opinion. This guy's too inconsistent. Wins one week, gets hammered the next week. Do every. So you know what, Brighton, you're going to expect that day. So possibly they could get a draw.
Brian.
I think they'll win that as well.
You think
Arsenal,
they'll win?
Yeah. Arsenal
win. Keep it real says a draw. I'll put it as a draw. Since it looks like that's going to be the case. I kind of am leaning towards what Brian said too. I think they can beat Brighton away. Villa at home. It's a big game. Top 6 matchup. What do you say, Brian? I think that it's at home for them. So like, I would say I think Villa. Oh wow!
Villa got battered at home, bro.
It's tough,
Tottenham 4-0.
This is a lot tougher than I thought it was going to be. Actually, Villa at home.
I think the Villa and Brighton games, they're 2 possible draws if Villa and Brighton turn up.
But if they go from a loss, win, draw, that's them out of the title race, basically. They'll beat Villa. I think they'll beat Villa. How about you guys, real quick? I think they'll beat Villa. They'll beat Villa at home. Wolves away. another tough fixture for them because Wolves have surprise teams this year. I think they'll beat Wolves at home too, though. You guys down with that?
That's the way, yeah.
Yeah.
Wolves at home, they're okay.
Spurs at
Another
home.
possible draw there, you know?
That's a big matchup for them. And Spurs have silently but surely played decently as of late. That would be a huge win for them too. Oh man, I mean that's going to be a huge game.
Mm-hmm. And we got them a week later. We got them the week later as well. Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't like that, to tell you the truth. I don't like when teams have to have two big games like that because chances are they will step it up in one of the games. You know?
Yeah.
It's a North London derby.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
They will go balls out on that one. That is their biggest game of the season for their fans.
Yeah.
Especially if you think that it would mean. Look, if you think it would mean a lot for whatever, for us to. Yeah, look, Tottenham don't look at it this way, but for them to stop Arsenal winning the league by beating them, if they can beat Arsenal, right?
Oh my! That's all. That would be a trophy to them.
Oh man, if they
that would
can
be a
turn around
trophy.
at the end of the season and say, look at those 3 points we took off Arsenal. That's if Arsenal beat us, whatever. That is going to be. I think it's going to be a Spurs win, but Spurs need to keep their nerve and keep their bottle. Don't let it get them too much. But that is by far and away, after City, obviously, far and away, their biggest obstacle between. Because just on paper, it never works on paper, but just reading that on paper, it's whatever, draw, win, maybe draw.
Right.
But it won't work like that. And Tottenham away, if Tottenham that's a 3-3 or that's got 4-4 written all over it,
Yeah, I was gonna say that's got a draw written all over it. That's got for me. It's just a draw.
High scoring game, like a dramatic game, because especially if they're at that point still Arsenal, where it's neck and neck with us, or neck and neck with City, or wherever we are in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games time. That game can be absolutely huge. So hopefully it's enough, and in that time, that's enough time for 2 players to get injured, player to get sent off and suspended, and anything to happen.
Oh yeah,
so, we can't go that way. But
I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't a yellow, or if not a couple of yellows or a red in that card as well.
Yeah,
to be honest with you,
I'm missing the game after.
That's gonna be very, very. There's nothing more. Spurs would love nothing more than to solidify themselves a top 4 spot and to knock Arsenal out of a title race. Come on, that would be huge for the Spurs. I still think it's a draw. I think we can all say a draw. Draw is a decent call for that.
No, I think Tottenham will win it. But
you think they'll win? Oh wow.
Yeah, but I think that, like JK was mentioning there earlier on, I think Tottenham will go basically
all out
100%, and then they have to come to Anfield the next week, and they'll be shot. They'll be done.
Yep. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay. All right. So then I would have put draw. But okay, I'll put the win in there since you guys got the win. 3-2 Spurs. Everyone's got the Spurs winning. Okay. Then next they return. I know, JK, gotta go. I got you.
Okay.
Take it easy.
Okay, enjoy the show, bro.
Definitely. Yeah, we'll get through these really quickly too. We're just gonna kind of rifle through them, especially now it's like just me and Brian and the chat here. Bournemouth. They got Bournemouth at home next. I guess the chat will be the tiebreaker if we end up any ties between our evaluation. I think Bournemouth can that'll be a win for Arsenal. They should be able to beat Bournemouth at home.
I don't see anything else.
Yeah. Manchester United away? You think Arsenal can beat Manchester United away?
Haven't even thought about that one, because that's enough time for United to stop being as awful as they are and get a little bit better than they
exactly.
And then all of a sudden, Old Trafford away. Again, they're another team that really I don't know this modern version, but they really don't like Arsenal, so that would be a noisy game. I don't think Arsenal will probably prove that they have enough to overcome it, but United will make it really, should hopefully maybe, or else they'll just go into Man United mode and get bet 4-0. You know,
Mhm.
so that's the thing with that club. You really can't back them. But even 2 years ago, that's a tougher one. But right now, you know, man, does anybody really see Man United as a threat? So
Mhm.
if Arsenal are doing well, I'll call it just to be. Yeah, I'll go draw with that one.
A draw at United.
I'll go
Okay.
draw. Yeah, because they're. Yeah, draw.
Okay. That's a tough. That's a really tough fixture for them. I think it's tougher than it looks. You know, possibly. Everton. I think that they'll win against Everton at home. Even though let's not get it twisted. Everton will fight and scrap to get a draw out of that fixture. I'm sure. But I still have Everton being a win. You have it being a win for them.
Bad day to have an off game against a team like Everton if they need, like, if Everton are down there and they need a win or a point, maybe.
Yeah.
Just go up. They could make it ultra hard, and if Arsenal's attackers just happen to have an off day, that's a real banana skin game.
It is. There's some bananas. Yeah, these 10 games are really, for all three of these teams. These 10 games aren't really like easy sledding, as I put earlier. You know, it's gonna be tough sledding if anything.
Bumpy.
I still have them beating. Everton, but Everton could be a draw. Best case scenario, it would be a draw, but I don't think Everton's beating them at the Emirates. But I mean, like, I'm gonna put it as do you want to put it as a win?
Yeah, it only makes sense really put it as a win, but not shocked if they, because this is in the running. You know, this is these games that are on paper there are actually all, you know, the last one or two there potential title deciders.
I mean, you know, the final fixture that they have, or not the final fixture, because that fixture is going to be somewhere put in. It depends on where this fixture is placed to kind of make up for the time. But they do have another London derby. You know, they have Chelsea, and that's going to be a tough game too. Despite it being at the Emirates, it's still going to be a tough game for them. I guess we can all say, I would assume, Brian, you're under this preset too, that it matters where it is in that run that they have to face Chelsea, you know?
Yeah.
But
good chance it will be between Man United and Everton.
Okay. And that's still tough though. That would be still tough. Let's say it is between those fixtures, then how do you see Chelsea? How do you see I see a draw as being that fixture, to be honest with you. I see Chelsea getting a draw.
Yeah, we're going to need a tiebreaker because I can see Arsenal winning it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tiebreaker to the chat. Who do you guys think is going to win against Arsenal, Chelsea, at Arsenal? Who do you guys say? Either draw or win.
You could have.
Yeah. No, you don't know what Chelsea you're going to get. You don't know what Chelsea you get. You could get the Chelsea that showed up against City. That's what I'm thinking. You know what I mean?
Draw.
A draw. Okay. All right. Yeah. Let's go through. Let's leave ours for last, and I'll do City. I'll do City now.
I was going to say the same. We'll leave us till the end.
Yeah, leave the best to last, right? Okay, so for City, what do we have? Okay. For City, that would be, I have City. Obviously, if we had them losing earlier, that's a no-brainer. We have them. Then we must have them winning against against Arsenal. Then they have Villa at home. Villa at home. They need a little bit of redemption. Yeah, everyone's saying draw. Big up, Psych, though, Shaolin. Long time no see, brother. Good to see you. He said a draw for that Chelsea matchup. For the Villa game against City, Villa, it's going to be a home matchup. I could probably see, and this is all gut reaction. This is no breaking down numbers or getting super into the crunching numbers or anything like that. But what do you see for that, Brian? Villa game, home, City.
Yeah,
At the Etihad.
I still think
Etihad, as someone put. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Arsenal will beat them because they're at home, and I think City will beat them.
No, this is City. This is City Villa. City Villa.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I think it's because Villa are away. They're not ideal. Watkins is not away. Watkins, funnily enough, plays better away from home, or has better numbers away from home. I think. Yeah, he does. Yeah. And City at home for me is kind of, you're silly to back against them. And I said from the start, well, not from the start, a while ago, that Villa will start to drop off. And they got
they are starting to. Yeah,
they got a bad result. Like, they rely on Watkins a lot, and Bailey has stepped into the Diaby position. Diaby's been dropped recently, so they have really good players. But I don't know. I can't see past City at home when they know they might need results, especially if they hopefully they don't get a result against Arsenal. Then it could be all it could be on Aston Villa. Then it could be 4 or 5. But Aston Villa are just such a hard team to call because they're capable of doing everything. They're capable of beating the team, and they're capable of getting bet 4-0 like the other night.
Yeah,
but they're just such a hard team to call, man. But so I just edge it for the home side, give it City at home.
Yeah, I have City winning. I have City beating Villa at home. If it was at Villa, maybe a different story because Villa's home record is like night and day difference from their away record. So yeah, I would definitely do that. But they master the dark arts. Yeah, they do. They definitely do. City then travels to Palace. I can't see anything but a win there. Palace is what it is. I don't know if Palace is still going through their are they having any bit of a new manager bounce? I don't know.
Their results.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sure. I'd have to check there.
Yeah.
But
I mean, they're sitting 15th in the table right now.
What's his name? Scaloni. What's his name? What's that new coach's name?
Oh, I can tell you in a second. Hold on.
Scabrone or something like that.
Right.
But they are, in the last year and a half, maybe they're the official Man City bogey team. They've beaten them twice. They've gotten results against them in, I think, their last 3 or 4 games. They beat them twice last season. So Palace away for City.
Oliver Glasner is their coach.
Glasner, yeah. I'm going to call that as a draw because I think they're a proper bogey team for City. So I'm going to call Palace away a draw.
Wow. Okay. I'll go. I like your gut. Assumption better than mine because I was going to say a win for them there, but a draw. I could, considering what you said, I know that they are kind of a bogey team for them. They are kind of a bogey team. Arsenal 3-1. I don't know what to be. That's for today, I guess. See, it's wrong with Spurs. I'm looking at some of the chat, trying to see if they have some answers for what they saw for the Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace could be. You're right. I think that they are a bit of a bogey team. You're right about that. Big up Red for Life. So let's put that as a draw. How about for Luton at home?
Oh, that could get ugly for Luton.
Yeah, that could get ugly for Luton. That could.
I have to say win.
You have to say win too. Yeah, I'd have to say win. So then they do take on. So City do take on Spurs. Again, what's good about this list is that Arsenal have 4 top 6 teams. City have 3. We have 3 left too. But they have 3, and this would be their final matchup against a top 6 team. Depending, obviously, some teams could drop out, some teams could drop into the top 6 or go up to the top 6. But they have Spurs away. Can City get a win at Spurs? Or is it just Spursy that they would drop? They would just not do well and drop that game against them.
I think that's another draw. I think Spurs have got the right kind of game, and
Another draw.
at home, I think they got the right kind of As long as all their players are, most of them are fitting well and they're doing well. I can see that. I can see Tottenham taking points off City. Definitely,
Yeah.
maybe not having the wherewithal to actually go and beat them, 3-0 or 4-2 or anything like that. But I can see them making a really busy game.
Right. It helps too that Spurs, for Spurs at least, it helps in their pursuit of top 4. It definitely helps in the sense of they have to take the top 3 teams that they have to take on. Because Spurs are on all of our lists. Spurs are going to play us. They're going to play City, and they're going to play Arsenal. But fortunately for us, we played them at Anfield. Unfortunately for City and Arsenal, they're facing them on the road. So that's something that is a little bit of an upside, if you can say the least. So let's see. You have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So we have a draw for Spurs. Forest away. Do you think Forest can try to give a fight against City the way that they try to give a fight against us?
The way to give a fight against everybody, yeah, that's what they're like. They won't be a good team to go and get, or to go and think you're going to get 3,
Easy
kind of,
points. Yeah.
on a point kind of job. I think it'll be a tough game, but they should still be able to win it. But that'll be a 2-0 or a 1-0 kind of thing. If Forest play the way they normally do, but they'll nick it, but they won't want to go there again after they played there.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going for win on that one?
Yeah, I don't see anyone saying they're going to lose. I don't see any Forest fans in the chat.
I mean, Dustin says Forest away. He has a feeling. That's interesting. Okay. Have a feeling. Okay. Little Black Eyed Peas in there. I like it. Wolves. Then they have Wolves at home. I think Wolves at home is that. I don't see. Again, Wolves are a tough team to call out, but I'm gonna say it's a win for them against Wolves at the Etihad.
Yeah, I can't disagree. Neto will be putting on an audition maybe, but that's about it.
That's about it. Yeah, that's about it. Fulham away. I think that's a W for them too.
Another easy 3 points there, I would imagine.
Yeah. West Ham at home. I don't know if West Ham. I don't know if
Can't see it, man.
I don't see it. And then Brighton.
A Kudos audition and a Paqueta, look what you could have won audition. That's all I can see.
Excuse me. Yes, Fulham does play football, Dustin. I know that for sure.
Did he like that?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of where's Fulham. Fulham's 12th in the league right now.
Let's go and attack City. It's like nice one, but it's only going to end one way.
Yeah, it's going to only end one way. Yeah. Brighton. That Brighton fixture is going to be an interesting fixture for City. I think it's going to be interesting because it's an away match. I know they're going to have to figure out where they're going to put it. Let's just hypothetically say they do what you're suggesting with the Chelsea matchup, which is place it in between that May 11th, May 19th slot. You know,
Well,
at the end of
all
the
I'm
year.
saying with that one is because we have our TBC, and Pops was saying to me that the most likely slot, the only real slot that's available, is between. So ours that would go in our list. It would go between the Villa and Wolves fixture.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming that that slot is the same across the league, and it wouldn't just be for us. So that's why I'm assuming that if it does go, it'll be in between Man United and Everton, and we'll be getting to Chelsea. So it'll be Villa, Everton, and then Wolves for us. But he was saying it won't be moved to it won't be the last game. Wolves is the last game, so it'll be before Wolves. It can't get moved to last game of the season. So
Understood.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it can't
Yeah,
really
which is
happen.
good. I'd like to have. I'd like to have a home fixture being our last matchup. Be nice.
Yeah, that can't be changed. That can't be changed. So it's basically there's no room kind of between now and then, and it can't happen after that. So it's not great. You don't want to be. I'd rather have them games out of the way. You don't want them kicking us around the place, trying to win it.
Yeah.
Up,
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then for that Brighton matchup, then what do you have it as? I would have Brighton away, considering that that would have been a 4-game winning streak for them, basically.
Yeah.
I
gotta say it, man. Yeah, I can't see them losing that either. They like playing Brighton.
Yeah, I don't see them losing that either. So we actually don't have we don't have them losing against anyone going in this 10-game run. There's a couple of draws in there, but no losses.
No.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that Forest game being a possible draw I put, but that's not most likely. That's more of a draw win. So yeah, looks like they'll drop 4 points. So that's basically minus 4 points. That's gonna be tough. Let's move on to us then. Let's move on to us. This is the fun part of the game here. Brighton obviously is a must win for us at home. Anfield's got to step up. Yes. We're gonna touch on that, Hylor, in a second. But Brighton home should be a win. I'm not saying that Brighton is a team I'm looking past. None of these teams I would be looking past any of these teams, but I think that we should want to get a result from Brighton. Obviously, you have it as a win, or yeah.
Okay. Vigo will be even more painful when you get timed out. So just chill out. I have it as a win for us. Yes, definitely.
Okay. Sheffield United at home. It's another bottom 6 team. I know that they'll be looking to try to hold off on relegation. These bottom 6 teams are obviously trying to not get relegated. But and I don't think that, let's see, they would be at 24 points, right? They would still have. They're pretty much out of it. Sheffield United is basically getting relegated.
Oh, they're gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, Burnley are gone. Sheffield United are gone. Luton could possibly pull off a bit of a madness, but
depending on, as far as hasn't gotten hit with their point deduction yet either, I don't think, right?
That could come into play as well. But what you'll see is, as these, like, we're listing the amount of games here. I mean, a team like Luton, squad fatigue, injuries, games piled up, they just can't really take it. So if they lose 1 or 2, they have to have their high performance players out there, the likes of Morris and Doughty and Barkley, doing what they've been doing every week to have some kind of chance. These guys get fatigued for too many minutes. they'll just start dropping away potentially, but maybe they could get lucky and do something. Just keep up with it. But yeah, the other two, really, it's shooting fish in the barrel with the likes of Sheffield United and Burnley. So, I mean, if we don't beat them, then Christ, can you imagine? I mean, Jesus, if we drop points against Sheffield United at home,
yeah, that would be If that happens, then I'm packed. That's well, I'll have to do a re episode and say title race now definitely over, because that means you can't lose again. You can't drop points against teams like that. Those were some of the nails in our coffins from before, in some of these runs that we just drop points at the wrong places at the wrong time. Especially, you can't, the last time that we ever lost to a team was Leeds United, right? And the reason why I know is because it was an American coach. Marsh was the coach of Leeds for that game. All right, so then Manchester United away, Liverpool, the drama. Bruno probably being his master splinter performance.
Oh yeah, man. Look, I said it earlier on about Chelsea playing them, and that maybe or Arsenal playing them way down the line, and maybe by then they might have picked up a bit of form. Maybe by the time they play Arsenal at Old Trafford, they're still missing that guy. They're still not playing really well. So in 2 or 3 games time, as much it is after the international, so it is a while away. So I don't really know what to expect from them when we go there. It's not going to be. Look, see, this is the old me kicking in. That this is United away. So I'm not sitting here going, "Oh yeah, we're smashing them." Oh, they're obviously they are terrible. They have been terrible. Every time we go there, I mean, we just tend to smash them. So logic would say that this is one of the best teams we've had in a while, and one of the worst. It says 3 points to me, but it's bloody well away. So I'm gonna just be realistic and say, no, what am I talking about, man? No, we'll beat them. Yeah, we'll beat them. That's a win. That's a win. We're not drawing there.
There you go.
We're in a title.
There you go. I think it's gonna be that's a game that, you know what? And while we go through our list here, let's highlight we can highlight the ones that we do think could be big wins for us. If we were looking to have some big wins,
mini title deciders.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, if we go to United and we beat them 4-0, or 5-0, or something that we've done before. I'm not saying that we will do it again, but or at least this run but I've been saying it in a bunch of different chats. For instance, I'm like, let's go. If that happens too, by the way, I think Erik ten Hag is definitely out the door, basically. But I wouldn't mind opening up another can of 7-Up, especially
away. Do you think they'll try and attack us? Do you think United would actually try and come at us?
It's a very good question. I think that the reason why they were so defensive was because it was Anfield. I don't think that I think they will attack us, because I don't think you could go and say to your guys, hey, let's go out there and just defend. Let's just go out there and try to get this draw, try to maintain the game, everything else. I think that the atmosphere at Geriatric Trafford is going to be something where you have to, I don't think the crowd will be accepting of that. They're going to want they're going to want to beat Liverpool, obviously, but even more so, I think that, are they going to do? They can't do what they did against City, for instance, which is hope for a wonder goal and then sit back and play defensively. They're going to. That's just my personal opinion. I think they're going to have to try to be a little bit on the front foot in that game.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't think the fans will allow them, because when you look at it, really, it's kind of they don't have anything to lose. You know, if they drop points, it's not like they're going to lose the title race. But like we were saying earlier on about Tottenham stopping Arsenal from winning the league, if they think if they take 3 points off us, thinking they've caused us damage in the league, then that would be a big motivation for them. So I think they will have to come out, like not come out and all out attack, but just do what they always do, which kind of falls into our trap, but is what we want them to do. Because if it becomes a game of actual football and attacking each other, then we're going to come out on top in that game.
Yeah.
So they have to come out and attack us, but it's probably not the best idea for them to do it.
No, especially if that's like what 1, 2, 3. It's like 3 weeks or 4 weeks actually away. It's like we're talking about like an April 6th or April 7th fixture. In that case, hopefully we'll have gotten back even more players possibly, and the players that we do have back, like namely like Mo, for instance, will have some real legs under him finally, and that he'll be more informed and more more able to get some type of result for us, get the Mo that we want to see, unlike the Mo that we got this past weekend. Yeah, I see a big win. I'm gonna put that as a big win for us too. I'm gonna start at Crystal Palace home. I think that I see that's a win for us. That's a win for us. Do you have it different?
Yeah, no, quickly on that one. We've had our troubles with them in the past, but that should be it for us. They're not our bogey team, they're City's bogey team.
Right, yeah, exactly. And being at Anfield, I don't think of him as being someone that's going to come in and get that kind of a bogey result against us.
Yeah, going there is horrible. Like when they play well, Well, yeah, Anfield, 3 points all day.
Yeah. How about for as excuse me, as Dustin was saying earlier, Fulham is a good it's a good team, and there's it's a team that we have to definitely keep in mind of. We went in the cup game. We went, and albeit we were playing with a different type of this lineup, most likely we won't go with that type of lineup against them at Fulham at the Cottage. So I think that's a win for us too, though. I think we should be able to pull out a win against Fulham.
Yeah.
Or do you have that as a draw maybe, or?
It's a banana skin.
Yeah.
It's a definite banana skin, because if they do have a good game, and the attacking football that we said they play, but it's tight ground as well, they can score a few goals. Not to you can score a couple and you only get 2 as well. It's one of those games where they've got those type of players, that type of manager, where it's just you should win it, but it's one that you don't chalk up as an automatic 3 points, because
yeah,
that's true. Yeah, look, they should come out and try and play football, which again, you think that's good for us, that's good for the bigger teams, and it's a lose or it's a win-win for them. Well, yeah, they're safe. They're not going down. So
they're not going down. They're in 12th right now. They have 44 points. They're safely, or not 44 points. They have Fulham has 35 points. Excuse me. Yeah, they're safely in 12th. They're not going down. Fulham plays well. Do you want to put that as a draw then?
Oh no, I'm still putting it down as a win, but it's one of those ones that it's just when you look back, it's like,
yeah. I'm glad we got through. I'm glad we got through that one. That one, yeah, that kind of game.
Just don't let Harry Wilson come up. Like, they've got that new kid Muniz coming through, a striker, Muniz. I'm not sure where he's from. He's been playing really well the last 2 games. They just got these tricky little players that, like I say, on their day, Fulham can score a few goals against anybody. Harry Wilson score a free kick. It's just you've usually probably got to score a couple of goals.
Yeah.
West Ham away. Easy. Moyes versus Liverpool. We know what happened.
And do you think that could be a big result for us? or do you think that's just like a 2-0 type win or 3-1
They're
win or
so
something?
flaky. They're so flaky, and they're like the opposite of our bogey team, and he's the opposite of our bogey manager,
Mm-hmm.
especially at Anfield. So when you combine Moyes and West Ham,
Mm-hmm.
for me, that's always the game I'm backing us to win, because they will they'll try and play football as well. Bowen, Kudus, Paquetá, they will be trying to show off against the big club.
Mm-hmm.
They are. They're big players that are too big for West Ham, and they won't be there much longer.
Mm-hmm.
So another game that tends to kind of play into the hands of a big team that wants to play football is West Ham. Like, look what Arsenal did to, like, and if you look at the 6-0 that Arsenal got there, if
Mm-hmm.
you look at the timing of the goals, like, they conceded 3 goals in the space of about 5 minutes, 8 minutes. They just completely collapsed.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
they're a really flaky team, and we can do
Yeah.
something like we could easily do to them what Arsenal, no problem.
Okay. So I'll put that as a potential big game.
Yeah, big bench, yeah.
Spurs home. It's gonna be. I think that's definitely gonna be a high scoring game. By that time, we could have a lot of players back. Which is gonna be very very important. And I mean back, as in like
Yeah,
literally back,
yeah.
not on some like, oh, we can only get 30 minutes out of them, or or maybe they'll be on the team sheet. We should be hopefully able to get some of these guys back by then. Spurs home, we obviously owe them. Also Spurs is a team that definitely doesn't hold anything back. It's like they don't play conservative, and I don't see them playing any type of like conservative approach to this game. So I think it's going to be pretty much wide open for us to score, also for them to try to press and get goals against us. But I still think that we can get a result in that matchup. I think we win against Spurs at home. Do you think do you agree with that one? And do you think it's going to be a big result game, or do you think it's going to be a tight 3-2 game or 2-1 game or something like that?
I agree with everything you said about Spurs, because yeah, that's it. They only play one way. There's no quote, there's no going defensive for one game. He said that when he came in the door. I admired him for it,
Mm-hmm.
and I like what he said. Someone basically asked him something along the lines of, you played very attacking wise against such and such a team. Will it be different for the next game, kind of thing?
Mm-hmm.
So that
Mm-hmm.
was against a much bigger team, and he would kind of look and go, "We only play one way. This is just we play the way
Yeah.
we played. No matter if we're playing Yeovil Town at home or Real Madrid away, we play one system." He said, "I live by the sword, die by the sword,"
Yeah.
and it is
Yeah.
100%. Like you're saying, this is look, the players will have moved on, I'm sure, to a degree. The
Mm-hmm.
crowd won't have. The fans around it won't have, and certainly the media won't have forgotten about it. So this will be hyped up as, again, assuming we're in a title race here, as a revenge game for us, without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
They robbed us of this or that, whatever it might be. Spurs didn't rob us of anything, by the way. They
Yeah.
were just playing the game. It was the other boys in black, and the boys up in the TV
I,
lounge. So,
yeah.
but
Yeah.
one thing that I want to say about this is, that's, yeah, it depends obviously everything, but we're in we're in a title run, we're in a league run in here now at this point. This is 4
Mm-hmm.
games left territory. This
Mm-hmm.
isn't, say, this is, by the time we're playing Tottenham at home, we're really getting down to the wire. So the boys have the 2 boys there have Bournemouth at home that week and Wolves at home. We're assuming they're
Mm-hmm.
both winning. We have Tottenham and then Villa away. Those 2 games there, Tottenham at home and Villa away. are our two toughest games, and they're right in that biting period where you got to win them.
Yeah.
I'd rather have Tottenham even tomorrow, and Villa when we have Palace, and have Palace
Mhm.
when we have Villa, and Sheffield United when we have Tottenham.
Right,
But
right. Yeah.
you wouldn't get that lucky. You're not going to get Sheffield United, Palace, and Wolves your last 3 games of the season.
Mhm.
But that little two game group there, Tottenham at home, Villa away.
Yeah, because Villa, once again, Villa away is one of those tough. That's possibly one of our toughest matches that we have on our list because
On
Villa
paper,
plays so
yeah,
well at home. And
yeah.
considering, I know that we handily, that was possibly one of our best games of the season, even till this date. It's one of the best games that we've
Yeah,
seen this team play. Art
100%.
being Liverpool. I think it's one of the best games we've seen us play. And that was during a Villa run where
Way
they
back in
were in
August.
form, where they were riding high.
Was it September maybe? But it was August. It was way because it was still lovely and sunny and it was nice and warm.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it
That's how
was.
long back. It was only the other day. Who did we play the other day? We played really, really well against. And even I was thinking that might have been better than Villa performance.
Okay. I'll
But
put
yeah,
it here.
it's that long ago that we kind of put in a top one.
Mhm.
But I think,
You're talking about for a Prem game too, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
on paper, I think
maybe
Villa away.
Luton. You talking about Luton? Maybe
Oh no, no, no,
Brentford.
no.
How far back?
Oh no, sorry,
Um,
Prague. People were saying Prague, and I was like,
oh
well,
yeah,
look,
Prague. We played exceptional. Yeah, Prague we played exceptional.
I think on paper Villa is harder than Tottenham, so that means on paper that Villa game is the toughest one we have left.
Okay. Yeah. Um.
I mean, people will say
So
Man
Villa. What are we saying for Villa then? A
United,
loss?
a draw,
Draw?
maybe. I don't know. I can't put us winning all of them.
Yeah, I know. That's
Oh,
exactly why. I mean, like, I don't want to be like that. I mean, there's no point in doing it like that. And of course, I don't want to but yeah, I'll put a draw, maybe a loss. That'd be tough. That's gonna be a tough game.
yeah. Assuming
Um,
they're still in fighting form, and like I say, they haven't
yeah,
dropping away. But like if
yeah.
they're even secure in where they are, like you got to remember as well playing for stuff. So if they're kind of like
Huh.
guaranteed Europa League, or if they're not guaranteed, if they're still fighting for something, that can change it a bit.
So, all right. So let's just say Wolves home. We got to beat Wolves at home.
Yeah, that's a win.
That's a
That is a
win. And then Everton, which will be that game that gets put in between Villa and Wolves, even though it is at Everton. I am going to say it's still got to be a win for us. But all things depending, who knows what they're fighting for at Everton at that moment. A draw could be a possible result. You're not going to believe if it ends up going this way, it's going to be pretty interesting because I'm going to do this last tally. But tell me though what you look at as being the
Everton away.
Wolves. We had to win for Everton. What's your diagnostic on that?
I hope this doesn't win or lose us the league. By the way, my
Yeah,
call on
I know exactly what I was going to say. I was exactly going to say that to everyone in the chat and to Brian. Oh my gosh. Well,
crap. Everton away, and kind of working on my kind of hypothesis that it'll be after Villa and before Wolves. It's going to be crammed in. This is going to be one of these. Let's say whether we'll play Villa on Sunday, we'll play Villa on a Tuesday, or we'll play Everton on a Wednesday or something, and then play the weekend game. It's going to be an absolute nightmare. I'll put it down. Oh no, come on, put it down for a win. We need it. We need it. We need it. We need it. I'll put it down for a win.
Yeah, we need it. We absolutely do.
But
Yeah,
it'll
we
be one
absolutely
of
do.
the hardest fought wins.
Yeah,
I'm saying this now, especially if they have some bad results and they need points. It will be one of the worst, most horrible games to have
yeah.
going. It really will be because they'll love stopping it. They will love it.
Okay, so how about this? I know we have a few. I hopefully, you guys are sticking with us on this because this is funny. This is pretty funny. All right, so basically, from the games we've picked, we would have had 20. Arsenal would have picked up 21 points from the run that we have them going, right? One, two,
Okay,
three,
21.
yeah, 21 points because we have a lot of draws for them in there. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wins. There's 15 points, and then they have one. Wait, hold on. Let me double check. Let me make sure I got this right. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, that's 15 points, and then a draw. And they had Oh, I see why. Because I have an actual. Actually, they got 18, and then they got 3 draws. Okay. Yeah, they got 3 draws. Okay, yeah. So we because that one of the fixtures I had originally had a draw, but then I had it as a win. I think it was the Spurs matchup. I think was their had it as a draw, but we picked it as a win for Arsenal, right? I believe
Well,
so.
I picked the Spurs win, but obviously yourself and Kat must have gone the other way. So, but I had the
Yeah, yeah.
Spurs.
Well, I mean, like it makes a big difference. So we had loss at City, win at Luton. We had a draw at Brighton. We had a win at Villa, a win at Wolves, a win at Tottenham. Or we had a draw at Tottenham, I thought. That makes a big difference because if that is that
Well, I
basically,
don't know what you went with, but I went with the Spurs win. So,
yeah, you want my Spurs win. Okay.
mm.
Oh, okay. So that's a loss. If they lose to Spurs, oh my goodness. I think the Spurs will have a parade just for that.
Because remember, I was saying that I think Spurs would go all out to beat them, and then the next week we have them at Anfield and they'd be shot after the big win against Arsenal. So
Yeah,
I had them
yeah.
down for the win. I'm not sure if I was outvoted, but I definitely had them down for a win.
What's the chat feeling on that game? We'll put it up. I'll make sure I have all the numbers because the other 2 teams we already have. I have a consensus of what the score is going to be or what the point tally is going to be. But I want to make sure we have the Arsenal correct. So we had a loss at City, a win against Luton. We have a draw against Brighton. We have a win against Villa. We have a win against Wolves. We have a loss against Spurs. A lot of people have Bonkers has a draw. Dustin has a Spurs win. Okay, we'll go with Dustin and Brian's loss for Arsenal on that. Okay, so then we have a win against Wolves. We have a draw. Wait, hold on. Where am I at in this thing?
Bournemouth.
Okay. Win against Bournemouth. We have a draw against United, right? Let me double check. Yeah, now I'm lost on my own numbers here. Loss, win, draw, win, loss, win, draw, win, draw. That's what I have. So that's 1, 2, 3. Arsenal's just not in the race. We have Arsenal we have Arsenal dropping out like considerably.
So they get how many points?
So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have them having 5 wins. So that's 15 points there. And then we have them getting 1 draw, 2 draws. They have 2 draws, so that's 17 points in the final run. That's
81 points.
Yeah, that's them fighting for top 4. That's just the honest truth. That could be them fighting to stay in top 4 if they get 17 points. Because we would have us that we'd have us and City. City would have 26 points from this tally that we've made. City would have 26 points.
That's 89.
Now, yeah. Now, what is kind of crazy is that we could either end up with either 3 different scenarios, depending on Everton, depending on that Villa game, depending on the Villa game, because we had it as a draw. I also could have it as a loss for us. I know I don't want to see it as being. I don't like predicting losses for us at all.
We need a final tally. We need to come up with a final one. So
okay, so
what do you need cleared up?
So if we go with what we said we're going to go with, right?
Yeah, we gotta go with what we said.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8. All right. So if we go with what we said, we will win the league by 3 points. Because we will have 28. We will have 28 points. We're picking up. We're saying we're going to pick up 28 points in the next 10 fixtures.
We got 92.
Yeah. Yep.
Well,
So we'd have 92, and then 26 points for United, or excuse me, for United. For oh my gosh, for City, 26 points. So they would have 89, right?
Yeah, 89. Yeah.
And then
went down on 81, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, they would have 80. They just picked. They have 64. We said 17. Yep, they'd have 81. That's Arsenal falling off.
Yeah,
that's interesting because a lot of people are saying that Arsenal are the most informed team in the league.
We could even give them another win.
Yeah,
and they'd still be behind.
84 points. Yeah, let's say we give them a win. Let's say we give them a win on.
Let's say they win the Tottenham game. Let's make the Tottenham game an Arsenal win, and they're still.
Or how about the draw? We had a draw against Brighton. Let's give them a win against Brighton.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, let's give them a win against Brighton.
Mm-hmm.
That would be 84 points. Mm-hmm. And then
who else? Still give them the Tottenham. You could still give them the Tottenham win, and they still be behind.
Yeah, exactly. They would still be at 87 points, even if they beat Spurs. If that's the case, man, I think that we have a very good chance of winning this league. Obviously, this is a gut reaction. This is all gut reaction. This is all us,
We're trying to guess the results from Turkey football match. Mm-hmm. I mean, we've no chance, really. We've no chance. But basically, we're just doing the right, Man City at home to Luton. Well, they'll win that. Right. Arsenal at home to Luton, they'll win that. Bournemouth at home for Arsenal, they'll win that.
Right. This is all just gut reaction, gut response. Yeah. Not breaking down any numbers, not breaking it down to XGC, as he said, or any of those different things that we can utilize as trying to be our own supercomputer.
But none of the calls were wild.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I'll go through them again.
The most controversial one seemingly was me thinking Spurs was going to beat Arsenal at home, and that's not even controversial.
Right, exactly.
We kind of went with the form book and what most bookies might say, but we're trying to pick out a banana skin here and there. So say Crystal Palace for City as their bogey team, or Arsenal going away to Brighton and Brighton turn it on for a day and Arsenal don't quite show up. You can see it happen. Yeah. It's not going to happen. It's 5 times. If Arsenal play Brighton 5 times, they're probably going to win at least 3.
Yeah.
Trying to pick that one-off kind of potential. Oh, they'll look back and go, how do we drop points there? But I mean, you can't, really for us, Aston Villa away is clearly our toughest game.
Yeah.
And after that, maybe I know it depends. I'd rather play United away than play Tottenham, even at home.
Right. But that's just so surprising because I mean, there's a lot of trust out there for Arsenal right now. But I personally, for instance, I just don't see Arsenal being able to say with chest. I know a lot of them are, but I can't see Arsenal saying with chest, you know what? Kai Havertz at striker is going to get us over the line. We're gonna hold our own through the rest of these next 10 Prem games with Havertz at the helm. I just don't see that. Not saying I'm not trying to crap on Havertz right now. I'm just trying to say that I just don't see that happening.
Well, hey, look, if you read it quickly, right? If you read it quickly, Arsenal still have to play Man City, Aston Villa, Tottenham, Man United, and Chelsea.
Mm-hmm. Well, answer this question too, Brian. Too. He said, Hylor says, don't you think that most teams in the Prem now know more how to stop Man City after how Liverpool played them this weekend? I think that you mix in the heightened element of the game being at Anfield, the heightened moment of the possible last time these two coaches are going to match up. You pick into the measure of the sense that, you know, these City has a quality team, you know, and I don't know if anyone on, you know, other than Arsenal and Villa and maybe Spurs and, like you said, and maybe Forest. That's the four games they have on their remaining schedule that you would say, okay, maybe a result can happen. And like Brian said, so we had 4 games that you maybe say maybe they can get a result, or maybe we can find their opponent getting a result out of. We picked 2 out of those 4 for them to do that, with a possible third. So I think we've been pretty conservative, like you said, Brian.
Yeah, and just in terms of, like, I know Healer mentioned that earlier on, that everyone now knows how to beat Man City because we showed them how to do it. Well, number one, we didn't beat them. Number two, football isn't a blueprint. It's not like you can take one thing. Like, we showed basically the world that this Liverpool team with these players and this manager got a 1-1 draw against City on Sunday.
Right.
I don't see how that has shown any other team, unless they can magically buy all of our players and do the same thing. Like,
and get a club too, and get a club in their locker room.
But going back on, so that was a draw, right, at home to City. So on Saturday, the 16th of December, Crystal Palace got a draw away at Man City.
Yeah.
You know, so why didn't everybody learn after that how to beat Man City? Why is it only because we got a slightly decent result?
I hear you're saying. You're saying. Yeah.
You know, why when they lost 1-0 away at Aston Villa on Wednesday, the 6th of December, why did people not know how to beat them then? You know, it's not, football isn't a blueprint. We don't have, other teams don't have the same players as us. It won't be at Anfield. It won't be the same. The City will not play.
A lot of those things are factors.
The amount of variables that's involved in that. City won't play the same tactics against everybody. Not everybody will play the same tactics against City. So to show that we've won, I'd love Healer to explain further how we've shown everyone else in the world earlier on how to beat Man City, or everyone else in the Premier League how to beat Man City when we got a 1-1 draw against them.
So we didn't beat them, but I get it. Yeah.
I just think it's not something you can just say, oh, now everyone knows how to play against them. Yeah, but you need the players.
You need the players. You need the coach. You need the environment. You need being like the crowd. You need the setting. All those things.
To not be condescending, right?
Right.
And then all you have to do is go into Luton's training ground tomorrow, play them the video of us playing against the City on Sunday, and then just say, right, just do that.
Yeah.
And it will work.
Right.
I mean, Healer, I think maybe has a slightly different angle on that, but I just don't see how. I mean, you look, big us up all you want, man. That's great. Like, but I just don't. That's not a thing, Like,
No,
yeah,
no, I get it. I get it too. I get it. He's just saying too, like he's saying that we played well in the second half. He's saying, well, in the second half we got more narrow and focused on De Bruyne and Rodri not getting the ball. Yeah, it was more so like as in again. I think what Brian is saying and what I would say as my answer would be those difference the factors that you put into the variables that you put into the equation are. We have, you're trusting Klopp as opposed to trusting whatever, enter whatever coach and style that coach plays, mindset that coach plays with into that part of the equation. You're putting in what players do they have available, into that part of the equation. These are all just gut reactions. That's to say, if you see these names on paper, what do you go with? We're not breaking down who's available, who's not available, who's this and that, albeit again, these next 3, 4, if not, let's see, next 1, 2, maybe 3 fixtures for them for City, for instance, they won't have their starting goalkeeper. It's going to be a heavy emphasis on Ortega to hold up the end of keeping the sheets clean for City. So there's going to be a lot of different factors in there involved. I'm just going across that. I agree with what Brian's saying is that there's a lot of what we saw in that previous game that I don't think other teams are going to be able to replicate because I just don't think they have those same ingredients in their teams, and we would have to think that we've gotten some performances out of our youth players or players and such that have exceeded some players that we've seen are normal starters on some of the teams that we're hoping can get a result against City. That's saying something. So, it is what it is. I think it's just funny.
You got to have the players to do it.
Yeah, you got to have players to do it.
We have players to play like that. Like I say, Luke, not everyone can do that. You can understand basic, parts of the game, how to do it. But Manchester City don't even allow most people more than 25-30% of the ball. That's a Man City away at Anfield is not a blueprint. It's just what happens when Man City go to Anfield.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I just think if we do keep a honest, or we try to make it because we have a lot of wins. That's us winning. That's us winning basically out and having one draw in our next 10 games. So we're gonna go 9-0-1.
I had us with at least 2. So
who are the two that you had us? I know. So because I had a possible draw. These are the possibles. I have the ones that we agreed on, but then I had the possibles. We had a draw at possibly okay, Villa's a definite draw. That one I had as a draw. But
and then Man United and Everton were wavering, and I was going draws on them, but kind of changed my mind at the end. So I'm
okay.
cool with.
I had to Fulham as being possibly a draw as a banana.
Right. Okay.
But
yeah,
it could. And what's really, really scary about that is, let's say we do take away, let's say we put in, and let's say we have three draws like that.
I know what happens.
Okay. Yeah, basically. Then different story.
Yeah.
Yeah, different story. Because then we have 88 points. Oh my gosh. If we were to lose the league on 1 point again, man, that'd be so harsh.
Well, I did say it at the start that where we are now is probably where we're going to be. It's just a different version of it in 10 games.
Right.
It's going to be tight.
It's going to be a tight ride. It's going to be a tight ride for sure.
The team that does finish second is going to be sickened because they'll be finished in second. In my kind of guesstimation, they'll be finishing second by 4 points max, and it might even be something like 2 points. It could easily be
Mhm.
a 1 It could. It just could, because there's 3 teams in it now. It's not just us and bloody City.
Right.
We've got a third runner coming up the outside now, and has just gotten their nose in front. You know, it's someone. Yeah, we're expecting them maybe to drop back a bit, but it's a third, or it's a second opponent now.
Yeah.
So, like I said at the start of the season, or at the start of this thing, I don't see this shaking out. And oh yeah, look, Man City won it by 8-9 points as usual,
Right.
or as expected. But it's really hard. It's just really hard to see where it becomes an obvious win for anyone. Like what we're talking about there, that God, like that would be. Hopefully, it's us, but I just can't see it being anything other than a really, really tight, like maybe even last stage.
Yeah. 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 As High Lord was pointing out, I agree with, like, us getting some of these players back is going to be huge. Obviously, we don't want to lose any more going forward, but I mean, what's very interesting is, like, people talk about injuries. I mean, we've got like 11, 12 players on the injury list at the moment, and I mean key players on the injury list. So, and I get other teams have key players that are also on the injury list, but I don't know if they have it to the extent that we do. I'm sure people are going to be like, "Oh, that's just you making excuses," and blah blah blah
No,
blah
no,
blah.
no. But it has been. It's been a season where basically Spurs at 1 point, Newcastle at another point, Chelsea at another point, and then there's the other teams that people aren't up to date on. But at some point this season, everyone up there, and even City as well for a little bit, have had a ton of players out.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
Spurs going back that game against City when they had they get 2 players sent off and 3 players injured in it. Newcastle have had 14 players out, crazy stuff. So we've had a lot, and it is obviously we focus on our own team, and I'd say we're probably only really missing 1, 2, 3 first team players. It's like starters, and Trent, Allison, and I don't know, is Gravenberch a starter? And Jota, I think
yeah.
we're not a
Jota's
mile off.
definitely a starter. Diego is definitely a starter.
Well,
We've missed him.
over Diaz, Nunes, it's.
I would start Diaz. Oh, that's a good question. I don't even know if. I know there's a lot of people out there that probably would try to say that Diego start over Diaz, but I don't think Klopp would start Diego over Diaz. I think Diaz is in Klopp's mind. I think Diaz is our left winger.
I think Jota will be getting all of those Gakpo minutes.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're coming through. We're coming out of it, like you say, we're coming out of it now a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
The Allison setback is poor, but we've got Cleveland Kelleher, having Salah and Szoboszlai back. Yeah, Trent and Jota would be amazing, but we know we're not getting Jota back this year, basically, unless a couple of games at the end of the year, maybe. So yeah, we should be close enough to full strength soon. Close, and as close as any team can ever expect to be. You're never going to absolutely everything. But yeah, it has hit us. We have, and also I think what exacerbated it a bit for us was that while we had some of these injuries, we also had African Cup and Asian Cup. So we had players out for a long time, but it wasn't actually some because it wasn't injury. It's freaking Endo and Salah.
Yeah.
So that also added in. We got our injuries right when they were gone. The timing on that was so bad.
Yeah.
So
yeah. But we played well in January, though. That was the unique thing about it too, is that we played really well in January, all things considered.
We played brilliantly without Salah.
Yeah.
Which is when all the nonsense started. Do we actually need Mo Salah? All that stuff was coming out. Do we actually need this guy? Do we actually need that guy?
Yeah.
Christ,
Yeah. That was pretty
that was
sad to see.
yeah. The timing on that was just horrible. And then Salah comes back, but he comes back injured.
Right, right.
But yeah, we
Um,
weathered it. We weathered it. Without a doubt, we've weathered it.
yeah, we certainly have weathered the storm. You know, we obviously still have a little bit left of the cloudy skies above. But I think what would be really, really great to see is if what would be great to see is we end up matching City with the wins and draws. Let's say we get, you know, the same amount of wins, they get the same amount of draws. So they get 3 draws, let's say, and we would have 88 points and they would have 87 points. That would be ideal. That would be certainly ideal. But yeah, I can't go for another 1 point loss against them for sure.
Well, you're going to the last day, you know, at this stage.
Yeah.
We're going right down to the last two games.
Yeah.
So let's just say, right, we're all in the mix, right? We're just kind of spitballing this. So
yeah, we're spitballing this. This is all gut reaction too. This is like not saying, you know, hey, this is going to happen because this player's out, or oh, this is going to happen because their XG is this, or you know, none of the that's not the case at all. But it would be definitely it's going to be an interesting run. It's going to be an interesting run. I said I had a picture for I'm sorry. I said I had a graphic for Hylor because he was referencing how he said I have never seen Walker so outmatched as he was against Diaz. I bet he's still having nightmares after that match. Too bad Diaz didn't score. I agree. I think this was Walker's reaction actually after this is Walker's reaction after having to deal with, I'll bring it up more. That was his reaction, splashing water all over his face. That was definitely his reaction to like dealing with it. And I would even go as far as to say this is what would be your best, real quick before we leave, because we're gonna land the plane here. What would be your best subtitle? What do you think Kevin De Bruyne is saying to? What do you think Kevin De Bruyne is saying to Pep right here? What do you think he's saying? I thought that I personally thought it was Endo. You cannot replace him. That's what I think he's saying. But what would you think KDB is saying to Pep right there?
It's got to be one of those Cobra Kai quotes, hasn't it? It's got to be just something along those lines.
Oh yeah, like sweep the leg, sweep the leg.
Yeah. It's just like, I mean, I've never seen it. Like I was joking with someone like last night that he broke them up. He's after, you know, he broke up.
He broke up the love. That's the bad date. That's the end to a bad date right there.
Oh, it's like, you know, you bring me here, you know.
Yeah.
It's just like, this is your idea. Yeah.
This is your idea of fun. This is your idea of fun.
Listen, I'm telling you, look, it is what it is, but this is not trivial. I'm not saying they haven't made up, but what I'm saying is, I mean, again, look, we kind of feel like we almost won this game because we feel like we should have had a penalty. Hey, look, we might miss a penalty, but we had our chances to win it. But when you see something like that, you know, it's not just, oh, we had him rattled at Anfield on Sunday. Oh, we had him rattled. It's like, no. Look, this is what we actually did. This is why I think this is all these little things for me just keep adding up that this isn't City's year. And now we get like, basically, this is like the first time on screen that you see, you know, the couple in Dallas or whatever having that argument. Yeah. You know, so, oh my God, they're actually fighting. You know, it's like they've never had a fight before. Now they have a big fight. It's like, no, I'm sure they have had words before, but this was kind of like, I think a little bit of a turn up. These are little things that all add up. To me, they're just all little,
Yeah.
pieces that add together. That says he's not happy. They're not right.
No.
So
No.
hey, look, I wouldn't be surprised now if actually this would be my shout now for this, even though our things didn't say it, but I had some different ideas on results. I wouldn't be at all surprised if this is us v Arsenal at the end, and City are just have
In third. Oh,
drifted
wow.
away and, like I say, concentrate on Europe. I
Oh,
wouldn't
wow.
at all be surprised if
You
this
heard it here
actually.
first. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Brian is making a headline statement. I like it, Brian. Hey,
Yeah,
I'm game for it. I'm definitely
yeah,
game for it. Because if that's the case, then I think if we could see City kind of like fade away a little bit, I like our chances of outperforming Arsenal in the end. I definitely think so. I mean, like at best we had 187 points, and at worst we had us on 88 points.
yeah. See,
I think that's.
Yeah, I can see
I think
this
that's.
happening. Man.
Well, you heard it here first. This is only just a gut reaction. This is not necessarily. I would not. Advocate you. I don't advocate gambling at all, but I also don't advocate you taking this to the bookies or to the books. I do say though that it's a fun way to look at it. It's a fun little run.
Yeah, and by the way, as well, saying like City will be 100% back next year. It's just I think they're having a little bit of a wobbly moment.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, well, they're having this is to say the least. To say the least, this is their moment right here. This is their moment right there. That's their moment right there.
Philip with a late jab to the ribs.
Yeah, exactly.
Just on the bell, Philip comes in, boom, bang, oof.
Boom, boom.
Never expected him from the time we signed him. I mean, that's not even ambiguous. That's just straight up.
Yeah.
Fair play, man. You talk about having your opinion and saying it from the start.
Yeah.
But,
if only Diaz had the end product of like Mane did he would have scored, but then I never expected him to from the time we signed him. Okay, Philip, I got you. Yeah, you know what?
We discussed it about how he's not a goal scorer. He's never been a goal scorer, as it were. So it is fair enough. He's never gone and done mad numbers. So
yeah, I've been definitely swayed over to thinking more so on that route. But hey, man, it is what it is. We've got to. My point of it is that these are the soldiers we have. So let's hope and pray for the best that they can get us across the line.
No one else is going to do it.
I'm gonna allow for you guys to. I know Arsenal is still battling to try to get this get their win.
Oh, what's going on there?
It's 1-0 in the 58th minute.
So
Arsenal is up 1-0.
So is that 1-1 on aggregate then? Is it?
Yep, 1-1 on aggregate right currently right now. So they're definitely angling towards getting a result. I was thinking about thinking about either doing my own or trying to find out if someone was doing one as well, doing a hate along, But hey, I guess we can all hate in our own ways. And see if Arsenal can kind of get a little bit of a smack back into reality, and we'll see. I think is there anything that you want to say to the people before we bounce out, Brian? Because I'm gonna allow everyone to kind of enjoy their evenings.
Yeah, I just just to say that we're doing shows every night. We're doing shows almost on the clock every night, 7:00. If I'm not here, it's always it's 12-man show. It's his thing, but I'm trying to be here most nights.
Oh no, Brian, this is much. Brian, you're a big part of this. Don't undersell yourself. Like it has
if I'm not here, we always, like, even if I'm not here, 12-man will be, because it is, So yeah, I mean, same bad time, same bad channel.
Yeah, same bat time, same bat channel for sure. And hey, let's hopefully we can hold down Gotham, and make it work
No
and get
Joker.
this. No jokers, no jokers, no
No foolish.
riddlers, no.
As
Yeah,
Quasi says, no foolish.
no, yeah, exactly.
Quick
So
note. Quick note before anyone goes. If you didn't see it, have a look at the Cameroonian football passport scandal,
mm,
and you'll know. Quasi's been talking about it before. You'll know. But
okay,
yeah,
I'll
a
have to check
lot of
that out.
guys.
I've not seen that.
Yeah, 62 players suspended from the Cameroonian league. One of whom is a Cameroonian international, and for the old, basically the old joke kind of, but
Yeah,
age,
can't trust
age,
the passports. Yeah,
age manipulation or age falsification. Yeah, age falsification and document fraud. Basically, is the overall
wow,
size. But
wow,
62 guys. Uh,
wow,
yeah,
wow. That could be some type of sanctions against them too, in a sense, against their
well, if
FA.
any of those teams that those guys played for won any continental competitions last year, all this, yeah,
Wow.
lawsuits up the yin yang, as they say.
Oh well, you could say that. You could say that for sure. All right. Well, then tomorrow, what we're gonna do is, hi Lord, definitely come back tomorrow. We're gonna do a little in-depth, a diagnostic on the new appointment of Edwards to Liverpool and the new sporting director appointment that's gonna be made. We're gonna do a little deep dive on that, and then hey, it's back. It's back to after that is back to football for us. So I'm hopeful that we can all join each other tomorrow, same time as we always said, 7 p.m. UK time. And just always know if it's the lucky seven that you're going to be hanging out with the Liverpool 12th man. So until tomorrow, I ask that you do the best you can in taking care of yourself, and also by doing that, you can also provide the best care that you can for those of your loved ones. It's important, and I hope that you continue to hold that as a principle in your life. I wish all you guys the best as always. As Reds, I'll never let you walk alone, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, take care. I'll see you.